Force on Juvenile Offender Policies begins its mission to pinpoint what's wrong with the juvenile system and to find fixes.
And over the past several years, the Office of Juvenile Justice has dealt with several high-profile escapes. Chris Joseph joins us with more on the task force's goals.
Well, stakeholders from several areas representing businesses, detention centers, and the courts gave presentations to the task force today. They say several things need fixing, including family involvement, detention center capacity, and even just basic communication. The Office of Juvenile Justice is currently responsible for more than 3,000 juveniles across the state. The OJJ says a growing percentage of that population is being held for violent crimes, and several leaders brought up the need for more detention center capacity throughout the meeting. Now, the OJJ says the Bridge City Center is at full capacity here closer to home. Leaders also identified the need to improve the ability of law enforcement and prosecutors to share information about repeat offenders amongst themselves. Leaders also said the OJJ needs to be better about getting juvenile records to the Department of Corrections.
I know group homes and youth running away from facilities has been in the news, but it's important that when we have this conversation about juvenile justice, that we consider everything. So capacity is a big factor. Like anything, if you don't have everything you need, the resources, the proper tools, you could have a youth placed in a group home who is not going to want to stay in that group home.
Now, the leaders say a lot of the fixes, of course, will require money from the state. The task force includes both Republican and Democratic lawmakers, so it remains to be seen what happens there. It will be producing a report by early February. Its next meeting is expected in mid-January. Guys?